Would you invite cancer into your body? Let's talk about that. Hey everybody, Randy Gage here. I want to welcome you to another episode of Prosperity TV. I'm coming to you live and in color from Port St. Lucie, Florida, which is the palatial estate of Orrin and Lori Woodward. And that's his beautiful yacht behind me. And the intriguing thing about that yacht is just like this home and everything around here and his automobiles and everything he owns and everything I own, we paid cash for them. Because we both have this shared belief that debt is one of the most insidious barriers to prosperity there is. And so many of the people who come to me for coaching about prosperity, that's the issue. They got student debt, they got credit card debt, they've got a car debt, they've got a mortgage on their house. And there's no other word to say than enslavement. Debt is a prison, and it's a prison you should escape as soon as possible. Now, people ask me, well, what do? I got $50,000 in credit card debt, and I only make $20,000 a year, and do I declare bankruptcy? What did you do? Here's what I'll tell you. I never declared bankruptcy in my whole life, although there were a couple of times I really thought I might have to do that. But I thought if there's just some way I can make this work, and I was. But there are some people who I've counseled with, and they've come in and they've had $75,000 of credit card debt and $300,000 upside down on their house. They've got 2 car payments, they got student debt, and they make $40,000 a year. I'm not a financial planner, I'm not an attorney. If your situation is that dire, then I want you to counsel with an attorney, with a financial planner, with a CPA, with somebody who will give you that kind of advice. I'm going to give you the prosperity advice. I want to avoid that at all possible, but if you're so much in prison that you can't breathe, you may need to consider that. Then what you got to do, you got to start right now. That starting today, you cannot spend more than you make. You cannot spend as much as you make. You have to spend less than you make. And you look at all your credit cards and you lay them down. And I'll tell you the other thing to do. Maybe instead of bankruptcy, call one of those credit counseling services. So you could owe $25,000 on a credit card, and if you're represented by a credit counseling service, they will stop the interest, they will stop the late fees, and they might take a settlement of only $5,000 or $8,000. They're all over the internet. Do some research, find one of those, and then and try and get those done. The other thing, you got 3, 4, 5 credit cards. First thing I want you to do, I want you to read what is the interest rate you're paying. And you will be shocked. Because if you're like most people, you're paying the minimum balance on the credit card. You know how long it takes to pay off a credit card if you do that? 41 years. And if you look at the interest, 18%, 23%, 27%. Some of you guys are paying 29 or 30% on a credit card, which is insanity. It's cheaper to borrow money from the mob than it is to do a credit card company, okay? It is just slavery. It's indentured servitude. So you look at those, you find the most expensive one, you pay that one off first. Then you cut it up, but you don't cancel it, because then it'll stay in your credit report that you have a good credit that you're not using. That's good it'll help you get better credit rates on other things, and maybe it'll come down. But cut it in half so you can't use it. Look at the second most highest interest rate. Pay that one off. Third most, and just do it like that. Then I want you to get to the point, you just say, hey, it may not be prudent to ever buy a new car again. If you buy a recent new car, a used car, a pre-owned car, it's dramatically cheaper. Now, I don't do that. I'm going to admit this. You know me, I'm always up front. I buy new cars. I'm willing to pay the money, but I have that kind of income. I can do that. If I was stretched, I would buy a pre-owned one. And I wouldn't buy a car that you can't pay cash for. I'd rather you pay $1,500 for a car that you don't have any debt than to take out a car loan. And just work it down, one thing, and then every time you pay off a credit card or a car payment or anything, it gives you that much more money to apply to retiring the other debts. And as soon as you retire those, then you use that money and you apply it toward building wealth, creating wealth. One of the things, what we're doing here at Oren's house, we're actually doing a mastermind retreat here. And one of the things he said this morning was, hey, I think it was Warren Buffett you were looking at, he said, you gotta be able to wake up when you finish sleeping and be richer than you were when you went to sleep. That's when you've broken out of the matrix. That's when you've broken out of the system that is absolutely programmed against you. So get out of debt as quickly as possible, then get working toward moving forward on it. So think about that. I want you to get out of debt as quick as possible. And I mean everything, mortgage, car payments, everything, because you really can't live that way. And I don't want you to say, well, my car's good, but at least it's paid for. I can't, because I want you to change the consciousness instead of how do I get everything for less, how to get more coupons, more discounts, more cheaper, to how do I create more wealth, which was, remember, that was the show last week. How do I create more wealth so I can get everything that I desire, but do it by paying cash? What do you think? Get down below, share me your thoughts. Like the page, share it, and until next week, peace, love you guys, and live rich. Don't forget, next week, same bat time, same bat channel. On Monday, the show is going to be about one of the most powerful wealth building secrets in history, compound learning. See you then.